I love history. I love to cook. I love to save money. I just love learning. So tonight, I am actually going to make a dinner, which is a Sonoran Desert Southwest traditional type using the ingredients that grow in our garden, that I have in my home, and also that we purchase on lost leader sales at the grocery store to make this wonderful Sonoran fried chicken dinner. Now, giving some history of the dinner I'm going to make tonight, which is from this area. It comes from the indigenous people that were from this area and still are in this area. I hope that I pronunciate this correctly. That sits in South Tucson, just right outside of the city, which is on indigenous Indian soil, which was built in the early 1600s. In fact, the name of the region of the Indians that lived here called the Hono-O'odham Nation. In fact, the name Tucson comes from the word Kuksan, which translates in English to Black Hill, which is the representation of the Black Hill you see right in downtown, right outside the downtown region of Tucson, which is a black volcanic hill. It has the big A on it. So that's the history of the area. So because of that, I want to do a traditional dinner. Now, the Hokum farmed in the Tucson area over 1,000 years ago, and some of the tribal people still live in the area. Is what we know today as Southwest food. However, I'm going to make tonight what's called Minoan chicken fried steak dinner. We're going to make this batter out of all things that would have been used in this area at the time. So let's get started on making this wonderful dinner. So let's mix our ingredients together. For the breading we're going to use on the chicken thighs, I'm using boneless, skinless chicken thighs. So the mixture is going to be a combination which would have been made way back then, thousands of years ago, as well as recent European versions, all combined together. So we're going to use 1 cup of flour. This is going to be the base for the batter. And we're going to mix with it masa, which is a corn flour or cornmeal. Now you can use cornmeal or this version. I'm going to use this version, and we're going to use a 1/2 cup. So we're going to mix that with it. And this gives it a very Southwest corn flavor, which would have been very traditional to this region. Mix that in there. We're going to use garlic salt. You can use garlic powder or garlic salt. Garlic powder mixed right in here. Now this garlic came right from my dehydrator, fresh, into this spice jar that I'm using tonight. We're also then going to add a 1/4 teaspoon of cilantro. Now the cilantro, again, is from my garden. Boy, that smells good. I then am going to use what's called Mexican oregano. This too came right out of my garden, dehydrated, now in my cupboard. We're going to put in just a pinch of chili powder. Now they would have used actual cut up crushed chilies. I'm going to use chili powder, and I'm using just a smidgen less than 1/4 teaspoon. I don't want it to pop with a lot of hot chili. I just want the flavor. And we're going to use some salt in there. Now, if you don't have these ingredients in your cupboard to make this dinner, you can do any kind of variation you choose. Why? There's no apologies. You do you, boo. And we're going to add some 1/4 teaspoon paprika smoked, and that is my batter. So I've decided to put on my apron so I don't get my black shirt all dirty. Now let's mix up the egg and milk. Now with my shopping today, I was able to do lost leader sales and they had chicken thighs, boneless and skinless, on sale for $1.97 a pound. Regular price was $3.28 a pound, so that's a little bit of a savings. Got some parchment paper I want to do it on, and let's flatten this out. Now I do want to get this skin off of there. I don't need the skin or the fat. So now we're going to just get it battered. We're going to put it in to the flour first. Just like so. Real quick. Just like that. Then we're going to put it in the egg milk bath like that. Back in the flour. Just that quick. See? That's what we're going to do. Then we're going to let that batter sit on there for about 15 minutes before we cook it. Just like so. Then it's going to go into the egg and milk like that. Back in the flour. Just like that. Isn't that wonderful? That simple is how you're going to batter your meat. You should do this with all meats that you're frying. It's a great way to do it. That way we're going to get a nice little crispiness to it. All right. Now we're just going to let that sit on there for about 15 minutes. And now let's start the rice. So the rice is cooking up perfectly. Now let's get the chicken started so everything is done at the same time. You have left over a little bit of the egg and milk. I'm going to put it right in that rice. It's not going to hurt a darn thing. It's good protein, right? So let's mix it in with that rice a little bit. Close this up and let it continue to simmer and get all that moisture off of there. Now let's get started with the chicken. Yes, yes, yes. We cook with lard. If you've watched my other videos, you've understood why that is. I don't want to have an argument, and I don't want to have a conversation, and I don't want to have a schooling on use olive oil, and I have to worry about is it fresh olive oil, is it strained olive oil, is it pure olive oil, is it cold packed olive oil, blah. Lard. That's what Grandma used. Cutlets have been sitting for well over 15 minutes so that the flour adheres to the chicken cutlet thigh, the chicken thigh, and we'll get it in the oil here. I've also got some onion I'm going to cut and I'm going to cook. This came out of the freezer, prepped and frozen. And then just before the chicken is done, I'm going to put in my pepper, my bell pepper. And let's get the chicken cutlet in there. Look at there. There we go. You can see those little thighs. Really is a lot of meat for one person. And it's time to turn these over. How beautiful those are. Isn't that nice? Now these cutlets are done. Make the gravy and then put them back in. But before I do that, I got to get the onions and peppers cooked. All right, my peppers are done just that quickly. That quick. Those are cooked. Isn't that nice? So let's get those out of there. The onions are done. Let's get them out of there. So then what we're going to do is get rid of the oil. I'm going to use just a little bit of the drippings that are there. I'm going to add the flour. Not going to waste it. That's going to be our thickening agent for the gravy. Get all those goodies mixed together like that. Isn't that wonderful? Now we're going to add the milk. And there's our gravy. On low, let's put the cutlets back in there. Peppers and the onions. We'll let that simmer for about 5 minutes. That's how simple you make a gravy. Now we're going to warm up the corn in the microwave. Dinner is almost ready. The rice is done. Here is a traditional Sonoran Southwest chicken cutlet dinner, which would have been made like this thousands of years ago in the desert Southwest. We've got our gravy over the top of our rice, over the top of your cutlet. Traditional ingredients from this area, from this region. There's our fresh cut tomato off to the side. Corn, which would have been from the region as well. And there we have it. A little bit of chives on top. Color, isn't that beautiful? And here we have, this would be a traditional Southwest Sonoran Desert meal made thousands of years ago here in the desert Southwest. So we're going to enjoy our dinner. I do thank you for coming along. Don't go away. We have dessert. And now we're going to make what I call a frugal farmhouse dessert using my strawberry preserves. This is a simple, easy, quick, no frill, delicious, quick dessert. And I'm going to do it in the air fryer. So the air fryer is turned on at 375, and we're going to let that cook for about 10 minutes. Now, if you use an oven, turn it up to 425 and let go for about 10 minutes. All right, so we're going to mix up our dough. Our dough is just going to be 2 cups of flour. So we want 2 cups of flour, 1 teaspoon of baking powder. I want a half a teaspoon of salt, a 1/3 cup of butter. So let's get this in the microwave to melt it. And we want about a half a cup of cold milk. That's the base of the dough. Simple, easy. And let's get this all mixed together. And get it rolled out. How simple that is. Strawberry preserves put in it. Homemade strawberry preserves. Yummy. Fold in the corners. Just like that. And let's brush these with butter. That just helps keep them shiny, closed up. Like that. Isn't that beautiful? See? Beautiful. Let's get it brushed. Just like that. Now what we're going to do, sprinkle on some powdered sugar. And just that quick, you have a wonderful little tart for dessert to have with your coffee or milk or tea. All right, we're going to put that in the air fryer, 12 minutes. Our frugal farmhouse tarts are finished. Look how beautiful those turned out. Aren't those nice? You see, there's no need to buy those store-bought, pre-baked, overly sweetened, chemically induced tarts. And you can make your own at home. Cheaper, quicker, healthier, and enjoyable. So now we're going to put some more melted butter on top, which will give it a nice little glaze. It'll infuse that powdered sugar into the tart a little bit more. And look how beautiful that is. That is one fine strawberry tart. So thanks for coming along. Thanks for watching the video. Don't forget to give a thumbs up, like the video, share the video, subscribe if you haven't done so. So for now, Kevin and I are going to go have our lattes, our dessert, finish up our evening, relaxing. Till next time, be kind, take care of yourselves. Ciao. No apologies. You do you, boo.